Journey to the Center of the Earth. The story begins on the 24th of May, 1863, in Hamburg, when Professor Lidenbrock and his nephew Axel discover an old parchment in a 12th century book called Heims Kringla, a chronicle of the Norwegian princes who ruled over Iceland. This parchment, when decoded into Latin and translated by Axel, proved to be written by an alchemist of the 16th century and read as follows. Descend into the crater of Snæfellsjökull, over which the shadow of Scartaris falls, before the kalends of July, bold traveller, and you will reach the center of the earth. I have done this. Arne Seknusson. Snæfellsnes is a 5,000 feet high mountain in Iceland, an extinct volcano, its last eruption having been in 1229. And so the journey from Hamburg to Iceland begins.
Look up
shades of lava, which imperceptibly passed from reddish-brown to bright yellow, their way lit by crystals appearing as lighted globes. They continued through the lava gallery, which gently sloped until they reached the intersection of two roads. Without hesitation, Professor Lidenbrook chose the eastern tunnel, and the journey continued through a succession of arches, appearing before them as if they were the aisles of a Gothic cathedral. The walls were enhanced with impressions of rockweeds and mosses from the Silurian epoch. The eastern route they had taken had come to a dead end. With 3 days' walk back to the fork to find Arne Saknussen's original route, they found their water rations were limited to 1 day. Knowing their only chance of finding water was on that route, they set off for the fork. And there, finally, they fell almost lifeless on the 3rd day. After sleep, they continued down the other tunnel in their quest for water, and whilst searching on his own, Hans the guide heard the sound of water thundering behind a granite wall, and with a pickaxe attacked the wall so as to allow a stream of boiling water to enter and cool in their tunnel. Not only had they found life in the water, but they had also found a flowing guide to the center of the earth. They called the stream the HANSBACH. Replenished with water, the journey continued with haste, but somehow they found themselves separated. Professor Lidenbrook's nephew Axel found himself alone. His mind was seized with unparalleled fear, and he saw memories of home flashing before him. His fiancée Gräuben, his house and friends in Hamburg. He saw hallucinations of all the incidents of the journey, and, unworthy as he felt, he knelt in fervent prayer. Rising from his prayer, in panic, he ran blindly through a tunnel, only to reach a dead end, where he fell panting for breath. In the darkness, he cried. Voices. 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 He heard voices. He heard his uncle's voice. Due to the shape of the gallery and the conducting power of the rocks, his uncle's voice was uncannily traveling around the walls. By means of their chronometers, they discovered they were 4 miles apart. So Axel set about the task of rejoining the professor and their guide. Suddenly the ground disappeared from beneath his feet. He fell down a vertical shaft, his head hitting a sharp rock. He lost consciousness. On opening his eyes, he found himself with the professor and their guide. And looking around him, he saw an ocean stretching as far as the eye could see. A giant forest of mushrooms, a line of huge cliffs, and strange clouds hung overhead as he lay on a deeply indented shore of golden sand strewn with shells. For a moment, he thought that he was back on the surface of the earth, but soon realized that they had reached a world within a world. Having made a raft from wood taken from the giant mushroom forest, with rigging consisting of a mast made of 2 staves lashed together, a yard made of a third, and a sail borrowed from their stock of rugs, they set sail from the harbour, Port Gräuben, named after Axel's fiancée. With a northwesterly wind propelling them along at about 3 miles an hour, silvery beams of light, reflected here and there by drops of spray, produced luminous points in the eddy created by the raft. Soon, all land was lost to view. 5 days out to sea, they witnessed a terrifying battle between 2 sea monsters, one having the snout of a porpoise, the head of a lizard, and the teeth of a crocodile, an ichthyosaurus. The other, the mortal enemy of the first, a serpent with a turtle's shell, the plesiosaurus. cumulus clouds formed heavily in the south, like huge woolpacks heaped up in picturesque disorder. Under the influence of the breezes, they merged together, growing darker, forming a single, menacing mass. The raft lay motionless on the sluggish, waveless sea. And in silence, they waited for the storm. For 4 days the storm had raged as they clung to the mast of their raft for safety. Finally, with their raft wrecked after being smashed against the reefs, they lay sheltered from the pouring rain beneath a few overhanging rocks, where they ate and slept. The next day, all traces of the storm had disappeared, and what remained of their stock seemed intact. But checking the compass brought only heartbreak, as it showed that a change of wind during the storm had returned them to just a few miles north of Port Croydon. Deciding to try and find the original route, they advanced with difficulty over granite fragments mingled with flint, quartz, and alluvial deposits, eventually reaching a plain covered with bones, like a huge cemetery, and amongst which they found themselves in the presence of an authentic specimen of quaternary man. Preserved perhaps through some particularity of the soil, the body lay before their eyes, exactly as it once had lived.
Missing from God's tear. Welcome to a time of respect for the advent of fear. Introducing quaternary man. Constantine, no man waits, left in peace till there's a discovery. Left alone, altered states, broken time, a change in the scenery.
Further on, they reached the edge of a huge forest made up of vegetation of the Tertiary period. Tall palms were linked by a network of inextricable creepers. A carpet of moss covered the ground, and the leaves were colorless, everything having a brownish hue. Exploring the forest, they discovered a herd of gigantic animals, mastodons, which were being marshaled by a primitive human being, a Proteus. He stood over 12 feet high, and he brandished an enormous bow, a crook worthy of this antediluvian shepherd.
Journey on through ages gone to the center of the earth, past rocks of quartz and granite which gave Mother Nature birth. Burial ground of ancient man, a life no more is seen. A journey through his time unknown, I wonder where he's been. Wonder where he's been. Wonder where he's been. Wonder where he's been. The shore now gone behind the hills, the forest in our sight, rocks and distant mountains bathed in waves of blinding light. Forest from a far gone time no living man has seen, a private prehistoric world for you and I. Dictates my eye, no color hides their fear. Flower fade and dull and cold, now bleached by atmosphere. Creatures twisting under trees, huge monsters so real.
Dumb with astonishment and amazement, which bordered on stupefaction, they fled the forest. Instinctively they made toward the Lidenbrook Sea. Discovering a rusty dagger on the beach and the carved initials of the explorer before them on a slab of granite, they realized that they were once again treading the route of Arne Saknussemm. Following a short sea journey around the Cape, they came ashore where a dark tunnel plunged deep into the rock. Venturing down, their progress was halted by a piece of rock blocking their way. After deciding to blow their way through and setting the charge, they put out to sea for safety. With the explosion, the rocks before them opened like a curtain, and a bottomless pit appeared in the shore. The explosion had caused an earthquake. The abyss had opened up, and the sea was pouring into it. Down and down they plunged into the huge gallery, but, on regaining their senses, found their raft rising at tremendous speed. Trapped in the shaft of an active volcano, they rose through the ages of man, to be finally expelled out of the mountainside, riddled with tiny lava streams. Their journey was completed, and they found themselves 3,000 miles from their original starting point in Iceland. They had entered by one volcano, and they had come out by another. With the blue mountains of Calabria in the east, they walked away from the mountain that had returned them. The frightening Mount Etna.
Thank you.